Good evening everyone and welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT and tonight we're back for round 4 of the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup. We're live from the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, a track known for its technical corners and high speed sections, which is sure to provide us with plenty of close racing tonight. This week's session features a 10-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying and a 40-minute race. Weather is clear with late afternoon conditions. The fuel cap is 30%, so drivers will need to manage their fuel as well as their tyre usage. After a strong performance in round 3, Ben Faulkner pushes the lead in the championship standings. Will he be able to hold on that lead tonight, or will the competition be able to step up their game? Last week at Rudskogan Motor Centre, Ben Faulkner made a clean sweep, claiming victory in what was a very tidy race, and he'll be looking to extend that lead tonight, but there are plenty of drivers that are eager to be able to challenge for that top spot tonight. As always, we have some amazing prizes up for grabs, including the Vive Cosmos Elite for the series champion and the Vive Cosmos for the lucky draw winner. The stakes are high and the competition is fierce, and some fantastic prizes up for grabs. Now let's take a look at tonight's venue, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. It's got a blend of high-speed straights and some challenging corners. And it is a fan favourite and a real test for our drivers. Well, practice is underway, so we'll jump over trackside and see how they're going. If you're joining us for the stream, do jump in the chat and say hello. And if you're new to the channel, we appreciate it if you do hit the follow button. It's great to see all the support we get for the league and all of our drivers. Some fantastic racing shows for us. The series is shaping up to be a very exciting one. Our series leader already putting down some very tight times, a 31.8. Rushworth 1.4 away from Faulkner's time. And unfortunately, some internet issues for a few of our drivers could be making for a bit of a smaller field and some hurt in the championship standings. There's been some very tight battles going on in the points standings as well as out on the track. It's going to be very disappointing if they can't get these points because of some internet outages. A few drivers are also out there on their hotspots just trying to get things going. And some TPG outage that's stopping a good portion of Australia. Jamie Tung just comes in with a very nice time. Just under half a second away is our Caleb Dawson from Faulkner's time. So it's 9/10 for Jamie Tung. It's got a minute 20 remaining of practice, and it'll be over to the qualifying. Championship points on the line for the qualifying session as well. And there's a potential 50 points up for grabs, taking top spot on the grid. Now 13 drivers getting in times. So we're going to have 7 drivers to get a time on the board. We're getting a few names showing up. We're having internet issues. That's good to see things are getting sorted. Just in time before the qualifying session as well. Oh, bad time to cross over for Seth. Nearly avoids it. Only just takes out that wing. Looks like a bit of fun going on between the boys. Perfect timing for some shenanigans right at the end of the practice. That'll boot us over rather quickly, I would assume, at this point. And there we go. Qualifying now onto the line for our drivers. Ben Faulkner charges out. Bursts into the session. We'll jump on board for a lap around Mosport as well. Ben Faulkner's gearing up for first hot lap, first car out on the track as well. Turn one is going to be the hardest point for them here. It's going to be always choked up in the race start. A lovely, nice corner using the full width of the track. It's a little bit of dirt to get that nice turn in. Carrying a heap of pace down the hill. And the double right-hander in the hairpins, and then onto the back straight. Beautiful line, just avoided that inside curve. Just tucked right down into its rut. 33.9 for sector 1. Yeah, there's a car there. What was the first one out? Must have been Hayes that got out. Sliding that car through the last corner. .9 by Ben Faulkner. Provisional pole with first time on the board, but a very solid time. The pace we're seeing in practice, I'm pretty sure there'll be a tidier lap through for Faulkner at this point. 1.1 away, it's Mark Cochran, and Ryan Bunn also sitting in very tight. See some more first-timed laps coming through. Lost out there for Simmons. Dan Barshas comes through 4 tenths away from Faulkner's pole time of 1:31.9. Halfway through qualifying now. 5 minutes left to the session. Joshua Horton setting in with 4th quickest, 6 tenths away. Rushworthy with a nice time. 10th away from Barshas. Looks like he's going to be wanting to try and split here. Oh, takes the tail of Bunt. Unlucky. Then Faulkner was on for a good time. We just saw some pink in Sector 1. Current track temperature is 23 degrees. The drivers have been parked up for a little bit. Oh, he actually in the session. Wade and Piccoli, not sure what's going on for them. Oh, wide line there. Faulkner invalidates this lap. The corner head, solid hit into the wall. Some very tight times out there between Joshua Horton and Dan Barshas. .32.09 and a 32.10. Very tight. Brad Hayes not got a time on the board yet. It's a minute 40. Oh, it's going to cost. Will it be held? Oh, may still be within track limits. Not a good time, but at least it'll be a valid one potentially. And John May just gets out on track. To go. Looks like Fu. I get some attempt in the tyres. Seconds left of the session. This will be final lap for most now. Clifton just gets a time in P11. Our pole time is improved, 31.8. Launching that car down through those corners. Three drivers yet to get a time. Hayes, Piccoli and Wade. That's qualifying complete. Last couple corners for Cochrane. Oh, there's an upside down car. Unlucky position there for Cochrane. And very unlucky. It was Hayes that was upside down. They're trying to get back on the roof. Heath still on a hot lap. 2 yellow sectors. No movement for Kurt Heath. Heath still going. The session will move us over in a moment. And we can look at our qualifying results for round 4. And for the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup round 4 at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, Ben Faulkner takes pole position. And the rest of the grid then follows Joshua Horton, Dan Bartish, Caleb Dawson, Callan Hodgkinson, Andrew Rushworth, Jamie Tung, Mark Cochrane, Ryan Bunt, Kurt Heath, Mick Clifton, Jeff Arnold, Nicholas Martin, Matthew Fu, Phil Buckland, Seth Herman, David Simmons, John Wade in P18. And then 19 to 20, we have Brad Hayes and Stephanie Piccoli. And unlucky for our last 3 drivers, not getting a time on the board. Field's starting to grid up. An excellent shot here of the launch. Drivers have all grid, lights going green. And the flag will drop for round 4. Cautious launch from Faulkner. Bartis gets up into a good spot here for turn 1. Bartis goes on the move early. On the outside, and Horton closes in as well. That's just left in a dirty line. Bartis just sucks back into P4. And swamped by cars here now. There's going to be a big opportunity for Faulkner now to push out some lead. Teammate Horton tucking right in behind. They managed to pull off some nice little bump drafts before in the 86s. So they could be working together here pretty well in a good position like this. A lot of understeer for him. Crash for Simmons. Not sure if another car's been tangled there or not. It may have been standalone. Nicholas Martin sitting right on the tail of Clifton, looking to go for a swing on the straight. Just blocks Kurt Heath. Caleb Dawson trying to hold on to the 2 cars in front. Faulkner and Horton are pushing very hard here. The lap time's 39.49 from Faulkner, 39.75 from Horton, 41.8 by Dawson. Oh, and he's run off. That's going to open the door for Bartis. Not enough, gets a shower of gravel as he comes back on the track. And those dirty tyres. Wilson's going to have to be cautious. Nice attack and defence there from Bartis. Just for a nice line up to the inside line, down for the double hairs. And then made that car nice and wide to be able to tuck through. Cole is in the pits. Had to jump to the pits at the toe. Bartis moves up into P3. The stones galore. Blink for Bartis. That's not a disconnect risk there. We do have drivers out there on hot spots and their connections probably a little bit more temperamental than others for what they would be normally doing. So hopefully that holds out for them. Because lap around just lap 2 was Helen Hodgkinson at 31.82. And after that it was 31.84s done by Faulkner and Horton and Bartis, 31.85. Some very good pace up the front here. Here comes the bump draft to be able to push out this gap here. Bartis and Hodgkinson be able to have a bit of an alliance here and work together to be able to close in on the 2 ahead. Oh, what a blink. And that's just been witnessed by Hodgkinson. I don't think he'll want to be sitting just so tight on the tail, just in case brake point happens to be different. It does make your heart skip when you see your car disappear mid-corner right in front of you. Clifton comes into the pits. Lap 4. Clifton's done some pretty good fuel save strategy. Getting out onto the podium last week. It's interesting to see what's going to be pulled off here for Clifton. Clifton went the full 40 minutes last week, no stop. Oh, that's unfortunate for Faulkner. That's going to allow Horton to close in. Bit of marbling on the road as they go through. And we've got some battles forming up down through the field. These spots have cleared up. A couple little packs joining in the fight for some spots. Jamie Tung hunting down Mark Cochran in the battle for P7. Nice and tight. Gets alongside. Would be enough speed to be able to hold that, pull it down into the inside on the right. Cochran tucks in, curb, unsettles Tung. Got to form up a little bit. Oh, the pressure's still on at Cochran. Takes a bit of dirt. That slipstream is going to be really helpful for Tung here now. Should be able to tuck in nice and close. Three drivers gearing up for a fight here. Nicholas Martin, Jeff Arnold and Ryan Bunt. Martin trying to get every bit of track there. Cuts a little bit of the dirt. Jamie Tung holding on now, not able to get around Cochran through that last sector after the back straight. And holding some good pace, keeping a good defensive line. It's knuckling down here. Bit of deja vu from the previous lap. Cochran has to slide the tail in just a little earlier. Oh, things are heating up here between Bunt, Arnold and Martin. Arnold briefly takes a spot from Bunt. Then Martin tries to capitalise here and gets the run. This could be enough to potentially even take Bunt. No. Not on the tail, close enough. Bunt's having a blink. Be another hotspot thing as well. So still at it. John Wade and Matthew Fu. A bit of a teetering gap at the moment. Bad Heath trying to get to the tail of Jeff Arnold. He's only a second away and about to join in this three-way fight. for P9 at this point. This is going to be forming up to be a pretty interesting one to watch. Foley currently in the pits. Yeah, just jump to the pits then. Clifton does have some damage to the front end. That might have been why the journey into the pit lane. So that's probably the new strategy now. Let's try and recover as much here and then finish out the race. If no more stops, can he do 35 minutes worth of fuel? I guess we'll find out. Pushing ahead. Dawson not too far behind. As is Hodgkinson sitting on the tail. Two still holding together. So not really focusing on each other here. This is where they've got to have a bit of teamwork to try and close that gap to the cars ahead. Inside with Callan Hodgkinson. And the drive going on between Self and Dan Barshish ahead. Cameron, my son, settled the car through the corner there. Get the commentators first. Wade and Fu being reeled in here. Wade just had a pretty good run down to that last corner, but didn't line up too nice to be able to get that exit through. Lost a little bit of time. He'll be able to breathe a little bit easier for a bit. Oh, and a run out from Wade. Unlucky. Holds the car. Cochran and Tongue still at it. Tongue opts to tuck in here instead of trying to fight for that corner again. Oh, a crash for Hayes. Sounded like there was some wall contact. A pretty solid crunch. Is this bottoming out? No wall contact. Car seems to be okay. Race leader finishing up lap 9. It's Ben Faulkner, followed by Shua Horton. The pair working together to try and push out the gap. They haven't been able to push out too much. We've had Barshish and Hodgkinson hanging on. Hodgkinson starting to drop off. Drivers just swap around. Well, that's caught Faulkner off though. Too glued into the previous rhythm. So much marbles out on that back straight. Still no other drivers coming in for the pit stops yet. We should be within window now. Wade manages to get the pass done over Foog. Catch. We got the pass. Gets the run on the back straight. Been a long reel in for Wade. Oh, close. Fighting for every bit of track. Nicely tucks in. Well executed by John Wade. Moves up into P13, currently up 5 positions. That's our biggest movement at the moment out of the drivers. The next mover is up 4 spots, Nicholas Martin. Martin just takes a bit of dirt going out wide. See the rear wanting it ride out just a little bit with the dirty tyres after coming back on. Nicholas Martin on the hunt for Kurt Heath now. Right on the tail of Kurt Heath. Jamie Tung, Mark Cochran still contesting. Tung has got around. It was an off for Cochran. And decides to come into the pits. Joshua Horton still in the lead. Oh, there's a blink in the background there from Dan Bartish. That's just going to continue as a good stable connection. It's lasted out for half the race. Hopefully can finish out Seen fastest lap of the race being set as well. 31.29 by Joshua Horton. Take a look for our current standings. Oh, Coley's in the dirt. Under blue flags here. Brad Hayes P19. And Clifton P18. That may have been actually a second stop for Clifton in the end as well, from the looks of things. Seth Herman currently in the pits. David Simmons, P17. Seth Herman getting that forced stop out of the way. Spot Simmons goes past. No stop yet for Simmons. Run after the stop in at P15. Phil Buckland with a nice little bubble around at the moment. Just to really be able to focus on hitting those marks. Running in P14. Jamie Tung in P13. John Wade, 12th. Who's managed to get back around. Pushes into P11. Jeff Arnold in P10. Bunt, P9, on side by side up here. Nicholas Martin and Kurt Eve. Driving for P7 here. And 10 seconds up the track, we have Andrew Rushworth. Also another driver with a nice little bubble around as well to be able to really focus on those lap times. This will be all shuffled up relatively soon as the pits start happening, and here we are. Andrew Rushworth makes the journey down. Coming in, lap 16 in P6. Alan Hodgkinson, P5. Caleb Dawson, P4. Now, top three. In P3, Dan Bartish. P2, Joshua Horton. Oh, there's an offer in a car ahead. I think that's Seth Herman's car. Yes. Comes back on track. And our race leader belongs to our series leader as well, Ben Faulkner. Eyes set on grabbing pretty nifty VR headset courtesy of our sponsors, HTC Vive. Oh, it's a spin for Simmons. He's just got the nose out on the driving line. Oh, it's just moving across. It's a nice clear run, probably straight into the pits there. Convenient spot if there's ever one to have a spin. There's some lap traffic dealt with from Barshish at the moment. Passes Buckland and Clifton. Barshish trying to keep sights on the two ahead. And the pit stops is going to what? Is it really going to come down to here? As Barshish has got a pretty close gap. He's managed to hold on very well, considering also had on some bad lines, dropped some spots, and minor error, has managed to still be able to pull up and sit nice and tight behind the race leaders. He's dropped back a little bit over the course of his lap with some back markers. And it's probably low fuel and some tyre wear as well. So may have some fade going on out there. Hopefully Dan or Valda muster up something and reel it in a bit. If that pit stop can go perfectly planned for Barshish, could easily go for a cut here. A lot of the other rounds, was able to sort of drive away pretty strongly early on and keep pushing that. But we're nearly 3/4 of the way through the race and there's only 3 seconds here. And then most of that has actually probably been over the course of the last 1 or 2 laps. The two drivers are doing very well here. Oh, a little mistake nearly cost the two of them. That is the risk when you're racing so close like that. Lapse of concentration could be disastrous. Arnold and Martin added here. Bunches up it. Oh, unlucky for Arnold. Can he pull up before the wall? No, he doesn't. Oh, that's a solid hit. Yeah, that'll be tow. It's a little too fast in the tyre wall. It can usually deal with a bit of front end damage if it just goes straight into the wall, but I think that would have been some front left suspension. Unlucky. Still holding on. That last lap of 32.41, same time as Faulkner, and 32.05 was Horton's time. So some fairly steady pace between them. Half the field has been in and pit. P10 Andrew Rushworth is the first of drivers and have got the pit stop out of the way. Not too many battles going on now. Looking back at Joshua Horton in P2. Coley back out of pits. There was a tow. Actually, a tow. Jamie Tung and Mark Cochran meet up again. Both have the pit stops out of the way. Both take some dirt. Tongue is looking for an opening here. Very nice drive out of there. What are we looking at today for Mark's car, actually? We've got Spider-Man. Full outfit Spider-Man, that's pretty awesome. Tongue just gets ahead, but Cochrane's going to have the inside advantage. Tongue's going to be lined up for the next left-hander. Forces Cochrane to lose a spot, but the understeer for Tongue. Nicely held by the two. Pit's going on now. Faulkner's got the pit out of the way, comes back out in P3. And Barshis takes race lead. Caleb Dawson P2. Few drivers not yet coming in for the pit stop. Dan Bartish, current race leader. Caleb Dawson, P2. And Ryan Bunt, P5. Bartish, Dawson follow. Stay out in the lead, decides to stay out on track. Race leader now, Caleb Dawson. Just looking back out on track. Currently P3. Very quick stop for Dan Bartish. It's a 16.3 seconds stop for Horton. His total pit journey was 42.6 seconds. One of the longest journey times so far. don't even know what Barsh is actually telling us. A total pit lane time of 5 seconds. I don't think that's correct when the box time is 6, but it's probably a blink going on around the same time. In comes Dawson. Falconer will regain the race lead with only 4 minutes left on the clock. Got 3 to 4 laps left in this race now. And off for Fu. Not going to be any damage. Maybe just caught some grass in the exit. Just a bit of oversteer. Fun coming in the late pit. Heap of links going on for Bartish. Unfortunate to cop a disconnect this late. Fingers crossed everything's working out here. Coley's crashed out through the last corner. Great spot there as well. We had for Simmons in that same spot before. Blue flags out for Seth Herman. Dawson showing a fair bit of front end damage on the car. It's Phil Buckland. Just coming in the pits. Already has one stop out. Had a fair few tracks and also controls from some drivers. There could be some drive-through penalties that have been going through for them. Spun car. Callan Hodgkinson. Brilliant drive out of the corner. Gee, a nice slingshot here. Oh, a little unsettled as he makes the move. Goes for the outside. He's not going to want to try and get the track position and just try and stay and hold that outside line. Don't lose any track position. Stay toe-to-toe and then lined up for this left-hander. He's not going to make this easy for him. Position defended. White flag is out. Final lap. Race leader Ben Faulkner, P2 Dan Bartish. Joshua Horton, P3. Once, I think this is about... Can't get a good gap here. Eight seconds away from Caleb Dawson. There's a 10-second gap between P2 and P3. Mark Cochran, Jamie Tung. Fight it out for the final lap. Jeff Arnold Currently out. It's unlucky. Checkered flag comes out. Oh, Ben Faulkner a little bit too preoccupied with the finish. Takes the race win. Could be potential clean sweep. No, it definitely is the fastest. Doesn't get the fastest lap. And bringing up the podium, Dan Bartish is worried he wasn't probably able to get the race with internet issues, and then brings it home for a podium. Congratulations, and also P3 on podium, Joshua Horton. Some fantastic battles between Dawson and Hodgkinson. Oh, some serious clutch work going on to be able to bring the car home here for Rushworth by the looks of things. Already finished. Cochrane and Tongue into the final corner. Cochrane 11th, Tongue 12th through 13th. Final corner for Clifton. That should be all our cars across the line. It's well done to all our drivers. Let's take a look at these race results now. And round 4 of the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup is done and dusted at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And our race winner goes to Ben Faulkner. Congratulations. And then also on the podium, P2, Dan Bartish and Joshua Horton, P3. Very well done. The rest of our standings is then Caleb Dawson, Callan Hodgkinson, Andrew Rushworth, Ryan Bunt, Nicholas Martin, Kurt Heath, John Wade, Mark Cochrane, Jamie Tongue, Matthew Fu, Mick Clifton, Seth Herman, Phil Buckland, Brad Hayes, David Simmons, P18. And then 19 through to 20 we have Stephanie Piccoli and Jeff Arnold. And congratulations on the results, guys.
Thank you.
You're having a good run out there for a while. A few little close calls when you were working together to try and push out the gap, and you had a little slip there, Ben. I think it might be time for a change of DAX for Josh there after that one. It was a close one. Could have ended for both of you.
Was that at turn 1 exit?
I think it was the corners just before the back straight.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was a fair bit of marbles out there. There's a fair few drivers that get caught coming out onto that spot.
Yeah, it was a tight race.
You're not very good with his right foot. Nah, he did pretty well. Held great pace.
Yeah, it was some good pace out there. We had a fair few of us up towards that front end doing very similar lap times. It was just pushing really well, very consistent. So in the end, I think before the pit started happening, it was still holding around 2 or 3 seconds between you all.
Yeah, very hard to bridge out the gaps here. Pretty much flat out for most of the track, so it's always tough.
And we've got you in here now, Dan, as well. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, JT. Yeah, that was a good race, considering I thought I wasn't even going to get on tonight.
Yeah,
so that
glad
was good.
It held on. There was a few blinks, and we had fingers crossed that it was going to hold on for you. So glad it got you through to a podium in the end.
Yeah, I still haven't got the internet on, so I mobile hotspotted it, and I was just keeping an eye. I thought as soon as I start seeing it like flash on, I'll just pull off the side of the road. But it held on all right, so that was good.
It was good. Very lucky to be able to go through and have a fantastic race like that. And you had a little bit of a go at the start as well to get into a good line on Ben, but then got that bad outside line and dropped a few spots back. But then managed to be able to drive it in pretty nicely to catch back up.
Yeah. I thought I got a good start, so I've got to stick it up and when I can, I suppose. And yeah, just got that little outside line on the cold tyres there. It was always going to understeer wide, and yeah, but the rest of the race was good, so happy days.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't get to fight with them very often, so for the 2 corners, I'm happy with that.
And it still looked like a pretty cautious launch at the start there from everyone. It tends to be a little bit squishy going down through turn 1 at Mosport.
I'm too scared to jump the start again.
Yeah, I was going to say you probably would be.
Yeah.
Give it a good bit of time as soon as you see the green just to make sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's only a short run to that first corner too off the line, so yeah. But anyway, that was it was. I don't think there was too many incidents out there tonight either, which was good to see.
Yeah, it looked pretty tidy for most of it. So then you didn't have too much drama with lap traffic, really trying to get through. I think you might have got held up a little bit, Dan, at one point.
Yeah, I think there was one bit there sort of through the middle that just dropped me off the back of those guys, or I just lost the toe off them. But I mean, it's nothing. It is hard to get out of the way in some places, and I think everyone did a pretty good job tonight.
Yeah, it just comes down to almost bad timing sometimes, isn't it? Just where you sort of catch them, and it's one of those corners you can't just easily sneak through.
Yeah, you know, especially if you're sort of coming down that back straight there, and you're getting a toe on them and coming up on them quite quickly. But anyway, it was good. Everyone was good, and yeah, I mean, I've raced in worse races than that. Put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, congratulations, guys! It was a fantastic race out there to watch. So we looking forward to see what he's going to do for it all at Laguna Seca next week. But we'll hand over the shout out. So over to you, Ben.
Obviously all the boys at Million Motorsports, Race Lab Overlays, Burb Designs, Supernova Motorsports, Jaime Setups, Million X Coaching, and our new sponsor, kartshop.com.au.
So, thanks, Ben. And over to you, Dan.
Yeah, thanks to the team at ETS Motorsports, Eastern Tour Services, Big Matt's Computer Services, and yeah, to the old man, of course, for always tuning in and watching. And thanks, of course, to you, JT, for putting on a fantastic series as usual.
Awesome. Cheers, Dan. And over to
No
you,
worries.
I'll just mimic what Ben says. Yeah, massive shout out to the boys over Million Motorsports, Race Lab, Burb Designs, Supernova Motorsports, Jaime Setups, Million X Coaching, and Race Kart Shop AU.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Josh, and congratulations, guys, and all the best of luck to next week's round.
Thank you.
Thanks, JT.
Yeah, thanks,
No
JT.
worries.
See you next week, boys. See you on Thursday, Josh.
Yeah, I'll be there in
the wet.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the
Yeah.
chicane in the wet.
Oh, no.
It looks like a good night ahead then for it.
Yeah.
Good luck, fellas.
Yeah, right. See you, JT.
See you, boys. And then we have our podium finishes for round 4. And it is concluding round 4 for the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup. A big congratulations to Ben Faulkner for claiming the victory tonight. And also joining them on the podium in P2 is Dan Bartish. And then in P3 is Joshua Horton. What an action-packed race from start to finish tonight. A great one to watch yet again. And then looking ahead, we see us taken to WeatherTech Raceway at Laguna Seca. And its iconic corkscrew and challenging elevation changes at Laguna Seca will be putting the drivers on their game for what promises to be another thrilling race in the series. So join us live next week at 8:05 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time for all the action. And if you haven't done so already, please hit follow to be notified when we go live. You can also catch full race broadcasts on our YouTube channel and keep up to date with standings on our social media pages. And a special thanks to our sponsors and partners, Pagnin Advanced Simulation, Next Level Racing, Vive, Fanatic, Dubby, Razor, Stump Grinding, Central Coast, and Chubby Buns Burgers. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and we look forward to seeing you trackside next time. Goodbye for now.